Brothers and sisters, imagine holding a glass of water in your hand. Now, what happens if you keep squeezing that glass tightly? It begins to hurt, it begins to weigh you down. But if you gently set it down, the pain ceases. Sometimes in life we hold on to things, anger, grudges, expectations that only cause us pain. And what do we gain from that? Nothing but distress. Today I want to remind you of a profound truth. Focus on yourself, let them go. Many of us carry burdens that are not ours to bear. We invest so much energy in holding on to people, situations, or past mistakes that we forget our own worth. We forget that Allah has given us a responsibility to improve ourselves, to nurture our hearts and souls, and to seek His pleasure. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us that true strength lies in controlling our anger, in forgiving others, and in moving forward with patience. When someone wrongs us, it is tempting to retaliate, to hold on to that hurt, to let it fester within. But the wise heart knows that true victory is in letting go, in turning back to Allah and saying, Ya Allah, I leave this in your hands. Remember, dear brothers and sisters, the most freeing act is to focus on your own growth, to nurture your own faith, and to trust Allah's plan. You cannot change others, but you can change yourself. You cannot control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. When you let go of what weighs you down, you make space for peace, for happiness, and for Allah's mercy to enter your heart. Let them go, whether it's past hurts, disappointments, or toxic relationships. Your peace is more valuable than holding on to what no longer serves you. So I urge you today, turn your focus inward, strengthen your Iman, seek Allah's forgiveness, and work on becoming the best version of yourself. Let go of the baggage that drags you into despair. Trust that Allah's mercy is greater than any mistake, and His plan for you is always better than what you cling to in pain. Remember, in surrendering and letting go, you gain everything that truly matters: peace of mind, serenity of heart, and Allah's endless mercy. Holding on to negativity hurts us more than others. When we choose to hold on to grudges, anger, and resentment, we are essentially choosing to carry around a heavy weight that affects our mental and emotional well-being. While it may feel satisfying to punish ourselves or others by holding on to these negative emotions, the truth is that it only leads to more pain and suffering for ourselves. Think about it. When we're angry or resentful, we tend to focus on the other person's wrongdoings, but what we're really doing is replaying the same hurtful memories over and over again in our minds. We're dwelling on the past, reliving the pain, and re-traumatizing ourselves. The more we hold on to these emotions, the more we become consumed by them, and the more they consume our thoughts, feelings, and actions. But why do we do this? Why do we choose to hold on to negativity when it only hurts us more? Part of the reason is that we often confuse holding on to negativity with holding on to justice or righting a wrong. We may feel that if we don't hold on to our anger or resentment, we're somehow letting the other person off the hook or condoning their behavior. But the truth is that holding on to negativity is not a reflection of anyone else's wrongdoing. It's a reflection of our own inability to let go. Another reason we hold on to negativity is that it can be a comfort. When we're hurt or angry, it can feel good to cling to those emotions, to remind ourselves that we're still feeling the pain. But what we're really doing is holding on to a false sense of identity. When we're consumed by negative emotions, we tend to define ourselves by those emotions rather than our own strength and resilience. We become anger or resentment rather than the person we truly are. But here's the thing, holding on to negativity is not a strength, it's a weakness. It's a sign that we're not capable of dealing with our emotions in a healthy way. When we hold on to negativity, we're essentially saying that we're not strong enough to deal with our own pain, that we need to cling to it in order to feel validated or justified. But the truth is that we are capable of dealing with our emotions in a healthy way. We are capable of letting go of negativity and moving forward. So, how do we let go of negativity? It's not always easy, but it's possible. One way to start is by recognizing that holding on to negativity is not a reflection of anyone else's wrongdoing. It's a reflection of our own inability to let go. When we recognize this, we can start to take responsibility for our own emotions and actions. we can start to see that holding on to negativity is not a strength, but a weakness, and that we have the power to choose how we respond to difficult situations. Another way to let go of negativity is to focus on the present moment. When we're stuck in the past or worried about the future, we tend to get caught up in negative emotions. But when we focus on the present moment, we can start to see that we have the power to choose how we respond to our emotions. We can start to see that we don't have to be controlled by our anger or resentment. We can choose to let go of them and move forward. Finally, we can let go of negativity by practicing self-compassion. When we're hurt or angry, it's easy to be hard on ourselves. We tend to beat ourselves up over our emotions, telling ourselves that we should be stronger or more resilient. But the truth is that we're not perfect, and we're not supposed to be. We're human, and we have the capacity to feel a wide range of emotions. When we practice self-compassion, we can start to see that our emotions are not a reflection of our worth or value. We can start to see that we're not alone in our pain, and that we have the power to choose how we respond to difficult situations. In the end, holding on to negativity hurts us more than others. It's a sign of weakness, not strength, and it's a reflection of our own inability to deal with our emotions in a healthy way. But the good news is that we have the power to choose how we respond to difficult situations. We can choose to hold on to negativity, or we can choose to let go of it and move forward. The choice is ours, and it's a choice that can bring us peace, freedom, and a sense of peace that passes all understanding. Non-actionable burdens are pointless. We often hold on to things that are not ours to deal with, like others' expectations or outcomes. Letting go of these burdens frees us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Research has shown that people who hold on to grudges tend to experience more stress, anxiety, and depression than those who are able to let go of negative emotions. This is because holding on to resentment creates a sense of tension and unease within us, making it difficult to relax and feel at peace. When we're stuck in a cycle of negativity, we're also more likely to experience physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach problems, and fatigue. Furthermore, holding on to grudges can also affect our relationships with others. When we're harboring negative emotions, we tend to become withdrawn and isolated, pushing people away instead of drawing them closer. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection, which can be just as painful as the original hurt. By holding on to grudges, we're essentially closing ourselves off to the possibility of healing and connection. On the other hand, when we're able to let go of negative emotions, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We're able to form stronger, more meaningful relationships with others, and we're better able to manage stress and adversity. By releasing the weight of grudges and resentment, we're able to find peace and freedom, both within ourselves and in our relationships with others. Focus on self-improvement, not self-pity. By focusing on our own spiritual growth, self-awareness, and self-improvement, we can rise above negative influences and create a better life for ourselves. Forgiveness is not always easy, and it's common to feel like holding on to a grudge is a way of taking control of a situation. However, research has shown that forgiveness can have a profound impact on both our physical and mental health. When we're able to let go of negative emotions, we begin to feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. This can be especially true for people who have experienced trauma or abuse, where holding on to resentment can become a coping mechanism. Forgiveness doesn't mean that what happened was okay or that it's forgotten. Rather, it means that we're choosing to release the negative emotions associated with the experience and to move forward in a positive way. This can be a powerful act of self-care, allowing us to break free from the weight of resentment and to focus on healing and growth. One of the key benefits of forgiveness is that it can help to reduce stress and anxiety. When we're holding on to a grudge, we're often in a state of hypervigilance, constantly on the lookout for signs that the person who wronged us is still causing harm. This can be exhausting and can lead to feelings of burnout and overwhelm. By forgiving, we're able to release this tension and to feel more at ease in our lives. Forgiveness can also have a profound impact on our relationships with others. When we're able to let go of negative emotions, we're more likely to be able to communicate effectively and to work through conflicts in a healthy way. This can lead to stronger, more resilient relationships and can help us to build trust and intimacy with others. Forgiveness can also help us to develop a greater sense of empathy and compassion, allowing us to see things from other people's perspectives and to understand their experiences and motivations.